QuickBooks is a powerful tool. There's a lot included, but it doesn't do your books for you. You still have to be involved. So if you're relying on the bank feeds to sort everything out, if your reports don't feel quite right and you have no idea why, you've got a list of transactions sitting in Ask My Accountant, or you log in and immediately feel overwhelmed, this episode is going to be for you. We're going to break down what QuickBooks does well, and this really applies to a lot of the accounting softwares because it's a similarly built AI. All right, so let's get into it. If we haven't met yet, my name's Amy Circa, money confidence coach and bookkeeper, and over the last 14 years, I've helped over 1,250 women get out of survival mode with money. That means no more shame, no more guilt, getting rid of the struggle, frustration, all of those things without sacrificing your daily latte or pinching pennies, all of that to get there. We don't do that here. So, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. We're talking today about what the part that QuickBooks does well and what it doesn't do so well. So if you've been relying on the bank feeds to sort everything out for you, you've got rules set up, you do all those things, this is going to be important. Because while the AI system within QuickBooks, they've worked on it a lot over this past 12 months, it's not to the point that it can do it all for you. And a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of business owners fall into the trap thinking they are set, oh, this is perfect, and then they don't know how to move forward because they actually are making a ton of mistakes, and we end up having the big expense of trying to go back and clean it up. Or if you filed your taxes wrong, then you're kind of stuck with it, hoping for the best, all those things, okay? So this is probably going to be a quick hit episode because there's only so much that we can dive into on this, right? So QuickBooks and the bank feeds, what it does well. It pulls in transactions. Yay! Some of these are pretty obvious, if you've got your business bank account, whatever bank you're using for that. A lot of people will have either their payment processor hooked up so that it's automatically pulling things in. I don't always love that. There can be good situations for it, not so great situations for it. And a lot of it comes down to being able to enter the data the way that you want the data entered to actually be able to use it. So when it pulls in the transactions and it pulls in your sales there on the bank feed, don't enter your sales through that. We don't do that because that's not the best way to do that. That's not the way to have the data that you need. So when you've got Stripe as a bank account within QuickBooks, or you're using QuickBooks Payments or Square or whatever it might be, or Zelle Payments, and we're just hitting approve on the bank feed, it's causing problems when you're trying to make decisions with looking at your sales reports because your sales aren't being categorized correctly, okay? Or in an optimized way, I should say. Okay, so QuickBooks also suggests categories. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's not. I've seen some pretty funny mistakes. But if we're letting we've got rules in place, rules set up that okay, it'll automatically approve this. And if you're going to use a rule, not necessarily a problem, don't have it auto approve it. Okay? Because then you can just sit there and run through and okay, yeah, that's right, that's right, that's right, that's right. Okay? QuickBooks also can generate reports. Well, they have lots of reports. Reports are fun where you can geek out over the data. And when things are entered correctly, there's such a confidence. You don't have to be a numbers person at all. But you feel so good when you've got the data correct. It's there. Doesn't matter if the numbers aren't what you wanted them to be. There's a confidence that comes with that. All right. QuickBooks does not verify the accuracy. We go back to the rules thing. We got rules set up or the auto suggest, and it's making sorts of crazy suggestions. Okay. Can't read context. I think that's where a lot of the suggested categories come from, is it's trying to read the bank description. And it's like, that is not at all what that said. And then once you do it once, like it'll auto-populate the wrong thing. Okay. QuickBooks also cannot tell you what's deductible. You've got to know that. And like empower you to take the deductions that you're entitled to, set yourself up for success, all of those things. Nobody wants to pay more in taxes than they need to. We've got a module on that inside Bookkeeping Simplified. But at the same time, if you're deducting things that aren't deductible, you're setting yourself up for a world of trouble too. So you got to know. And we can't rely on QuickBooks to do that. QuickBooks does not reconcile your accounts for you. You have to go in and do that. We have to know how to do it. And then we got to work on being able to fix it if it gets messed up, because that's a whole nother thing. Kind of freaks out if you go back and make a change after you've reconciled, and then you've got to go through this whole process of getting it unstuck. Okay? All right. Let's see. We talked about auto categorization. We talked about duplicates. Undeposited funds. This is a QuickBooks Online specific term. I mean, every accounting software has a term for it. But undeposited funds, we should be using that. And if we're not, then we got to work on that. So it's again going back to the whole sales need to be entered correctly. Essentially, it boils down to this. Like, if we're putting the data in wrong, the reports can look all polished, but still not be correct. Like, they're still inaccurate. Okay? So, it's not about finding a new app, finding new automation, all of those things. We have to, again, we just ourselves get into it, understand how to do it, or hire it out. But if you're hiring it out, you still need to understand the principles. Okay. I think that's it. At its most simplest, we're recording the information, we're reconciling our accounts, and then we're reviewing it. But we've got to be able to do it in an accurate way. And this is not about bashing use of AI and the rules. Like, systems and automations are so powerful. We should be using them, just using them in a way that actually works. Like, if you are self-sabotaging yourself because you think this is working and it's not, like, that's what my concern is. Like, I want you to succeed. The people who are listening to the show, the people who are watching this video, like, you're destined to make a change in the world. And I want you to go make it. I want you to go make an impact. And I'm here to help make money simple, money simplified, so that you can go do that. Because I know when we figure this part out, you go change the world. And I'm totally supporting you along the way. Okay, so that was it. I told you it'd be a quick episode. Bookkeeping Simplified is now open, okay? And that walks you through. We're going to go through all of the whys. Like, why do we do the things that we need to do? All of those things. Tactical how-tos on a lot of what we covered here. It's not just about like how to click which buttons, but like why you're clicking the buttons you are. Open on pre-sale right now. It is not going to be QuickBooks Online specific. It's going to work for whichever platform you're going to use, but I will have QuickBooks Online specific tutorials within it. So whether you are wanting to do your books yourself, this is an absolute no-brainer. But if you're wanting to outsource, I would still encourage this because, again, we're going to understand why we do the things that we do so you can have that CEO level knowledge. That's Bookkeeping Simplified, amycirca.com/bookkeeping simplified. And I'll give you one other option. I've got a bookkeeping audit and action plan. And what I do is I go through and evaluate. I've got a checklist. I think there's 5 key areas that I check for errors. If you are already doing your books and want to know if you're on track, grab a bookkeeping audit and action plan. That'll show you like what's perfect, what might need to be tweaked, what you might be missing. And then you know, like, hey, if you're on track, maybe you feel confident and you don't need Bookkeeping Simplified. But that's going to be amycirca.com/QB, like QuickBooks Audit. I'll put both those links for you in the show notes. Again, Bookkeeping Simplified, you're going to have the full step-by-step process. If you're like, I don't know if I even need this, I probably need to know if I'm actually on track right now. Start with the bookkeeping audit and action plan. absolutely perfect. Links are in the show notes. Remember, you've got this, and I've got you. Bye for now.